All righty. And we're switching over in three, two, one. Well, hello, everybody. I have the amazing QueerlyBee with me. I'm so excited. It's Friday. I'm ending the week off on a good note, chatting with them today. I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about their story, their journey as a content creator. And we're going to get into all the fun fundraising things and so much more. Queerly, how are you today?
I am doing good. Fridays are my most chill day of the week. The only thing I do is sit and edit. So I edited a little bit this morning, took a nap, and now I'm here and I'm ready to have some good chats. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
So thank you for
I'm
having me.
No, thank you for joining me because I know you are busy. I know it is a chill day, but you still are busy as a content creator doing all
Always.
the I know for sure. So, welcome in everybody. Quest, hello, and everybody from Totify Team Izzy, hello. Hi Poopo, welcome in. How are y'all doing today? Hope you're good. Thank you, thank you. So, if you don't know who I am Ashley, also known as Miss Ash Rocks in the streaming space. I'm Totify's community manager. I get to host amazing chats with amazing creators sharing their story, also with charities and so many other awesome folks on our Twitch channel and other social media that we're on. So thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be live again on Tuesday, so that's when you'll catch our next stream. But enough about me, Queerly B. Can you tell us a little bit about your content creation journey from the start to now? We would love to hear your story.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think it's a common story in terms of I'm definitely a streamer that's a product of the pandemic. I was just graduating university and back home for like the very first time to be like living back at home after uni finished, and we're entering right into a pandemic. Everything is weird, don't know how to get a job in this environment, what that's going to look like, all of the above. So um it was strange being back home. So for context, I grew up in rural northern Wisconsin, and then I went to university in New York. So the vibes of those places are very different, and I had just spent 4 years in New York being able to like very much be myself. Like everybody on campus, knew me as B, used my correct pronouns, knew all about me and what I valued and things like that. And then I was all of a sudden like tossed like kind of backwards into the environment that I grew up in. And so it was very weird. And there was no one, like a lot of the people that I was close with in high school, I was no longer close with, or they didn't live there anymore if I was close to them. So I was just like really seeking out that kind of like online community space, and some friends without having to like go out and risk, because we at that time we didn't really even know what was going to happen and what was going on. And at first I was just a viewer, as the tale goes. I was just a viewer. I was just enjoying small, queer friendly, neurodivergent friendly spaces, and eventually that was like really inspiring to me, and I wanted to kind of give it a go myself. So it was very low key, very much like I'm just gonna hit this go live button, I guess, as they say. And I had no plans for it, like to turn into anything other than me just like playing my Sims that I was already gonna be playing, or maybe some games with some friends. I think early streams were a lot of like Sims, Fall Guys, Valorant, etc. Because I was still very nervous to be live like completely by myself. So lots of friend games. And then I kind of just slowly started to realize that I really enjoyed how streaming brought together so many of the different things that I have enjoyed over the years. I studied journalism for a while, but then I found myself ultimately in education, and this space kind of mushed those really well. I could, you know, do the community building aspects, educate when needed, and talk about some of the, if someone comes in and says something kind of questionable, but it's clear they just don't know and they're not just trying to be a troll, then I can like hold that educational space for us to have conversations. Um, and I can play games and kind of do the production side of things and have fun with that. So It kind of was like the best of a lot of worlds that I was dipping my toes into. And now I've been doing it for, coming up on my 2 year in September, which is wild. And it's not easy, but it is something that's very special to me, and I think will be a part of my life in some fashion or format for quite some time. So
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. And I think it's so interesting that you went from Wisconsin to New York. Like those are again, like you said, two complete different environments. And I love that you did get that experience outside of your hometown, because New York, that's a different group of people, and it's really fun and really creative space. So I'm glad you got to experience that. And I love the work you're doing. I mean, you are It Gets Better ambassador. You are always working hard for marginalized groups in a space. You are always using your voice. I love that about you. And I'm glad you pride yourself on that because we need you in this space and you're doing work that we need. So you should be proud of yourself. And you've raised a lot of money for charity too while doing all this awesome stuff. So, again, I'm so excited to learn even more about your story. So, thank you for sharing a little bit about it with us. And 2 years is coming up. How do you feel? You've been at it for 2 years straight.
it's this industry is very weird in that I feel like that makes me feel really old and like I've been here forever. And also, I also recognize that 2 years is like baby. Like there's
Mm.
so much for me to learn and explore and grow into. And so it feels very weird, a very weird juxtaposition. But I'm excited to see where the future takes me. I feel like, you know, through every hurdle that I come across, I learn something about myself and about what how I want to shift moving forward to continue to make my space, more and more me and more aligned with like what I want to achieve. So,
Wow. And I'm excited to learn all about that and just be a part of your journey because I've been seeing all the awesome work you've been doing, especially with Sims 4. You introduced pronouns. You helped out with EA with that, correct?
yes, that was so special. I've been a simmer my whole life. I played The Sims since The Sims 1. I partially wound up on Twitch originally from watching like Sims YouTubers who then like cuz YouTube is a very curated platform, so I think a lot of them found it was hard to like introduce other games into their content after they had been like known for years and years and years in the Sims realm of only making Sims content. So a lot of them during the pandemic were playing variety games over on their Twitch channels. So I would follow some of them over to like see what they were doing. And I don't know if I ever would have even came across Twitch as a platform if that hadn't been the case. And then from there, to get to actually actively work on a part of the game that means so much to me and other, you know, uh, queer simmers was one of the highlights of my career for sure. And I hope that I can continue to work with The Sims and help give them that kind of like critical, but critical in a way that like we want this game to be better. We want this community to continue to grow and foster inclusivity. And I'd love to like just keep being a part of that, keep communicating with them. They've been, you know, do I wish some of those things were in the game from the beginning? Absolutely.
Oh,
But have they been responsive and more like surprisingly responsive for how old the game is? Also, yes. And I'll take my wins where I can get them.
oh yeah. Yeah, our world is always constantly changing, and some people just need to be educated, like you said earlier. Um, a lot of people have to be educated, if I'm being honest. But we're a
Yes.
work in progress, okay? And people like you that are, educating them and letting them know, hey, this is how you can make your game more inclusive to everybody. And it's a simple task of adding pronouns, like I love that. And oh, I just I just love cool people. I'm talking to a really cool person right now, chat. I don't know if you know that, but they're really cool. But yeah, and Sims is such a game where you can dive in and make your own story and be you. So I think that's another reason why that was so important to add pronouns so you could be you in a digital space. So that's great. And thank you for sharing a little bit about that. And I wanted to talk about um you have a talk show that you're a founder and co-host of. If you can tell us a little bit about that too.
Yeah, so this show is called Humans of Twitch, and I host it with the most wonderful co-host, Jupiter, Joyful Jupiter. She and I partnered up. I came up with this idea. I was really inspired by sort of like the Humans of New York kind of vibe, where you really kind of get into the we say like the humanity behind creators, because so much of what we do, well, the circles that I'm in, a lot of us value authenticity and try to bring, a really authentic version of ourselves. It's still like, camera ready and a little bit pre-scripted, and a little bit there's a performance element to it. And so we try our best in that space to really make it feel like an open conversation with friends, where we, ask them questions about not just content creation stuff, but also, how did you get to be the person that you are in front of us today, before all of the curated version that we get to see over on your page. And it's been really special. It's really eye-opening to see that creators that, first of all, that I was very inspired by, and then ask them to like come on my show and they say yes, is mind-boggling to begin with. But then to have conversations with them and see that, like, you know, no matter what their numbers look like, we are all kind of navigating a lot of the same struggles and
Mhm.
fears and anxieties. And finding that sense of community, in that even the person you look at and think is doing everything perfectly, they are also going through some of those same fears and anxieties and struggles that you're going through, is it's very grounding. And so I think every time I come out of those conversations, I feel very grounded, which is important, because it is easy it is very easy to get lost in the content creation realm of like, what am I doing? Where is this going? Am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? All those kind of like existential questions that, keep us up at night. So I love doing that show with Jupi. We're currently on a hiatus, waiting to see. We kind of want to, like, we've done 2 seasons now. And so we both just feel ready to explore maybe some like different types of hosting, maybe introducing some games or different formats. So we're taking a little time to like brainstorm and kind of come out of the gate with season 3 being a little bit different, because we feel like we've kind of seen what our current format can do, and we want to see if we can do some more.
That's awesome. And I can relate on feeling grounded after those conversations because, yeah, again, I know I get in this phase where I just feel lost and lonely and nobody cares about my struggle or nobody wants to support me because of X, Y, and Z. But then you talk to these creators and they're like, no, I feel the same way. I'm like, wow, really? So my feelings feel validated at that point. And oh my gosh, every time I come out of these conversations, even the ones we're in right now, I feel even more inspired to continue to grow in a content creation space, continue to share stories of marginalized creators, and so much more. So 100% relate with you. And I can't wait for season 3. And, if you're looking for anybody, I'm here. If you need anybody, just saying.
Noted, noted, got it, heard.
Yeah, I'm excited. I would love to see some fun stuff, gaming or whatever it may be. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it come back. I can't wait to see it. And it's always good to take a hiatus and a break. I just want to make that known, chat. Taking a break is crucial. Okay. Because once you are, your cup is empty, you gotta rejuvenate it. You gotta fill it back up again. So take a hiatus, think about something new you can do with your creativity and so forth. So I love that you're taking a break and thinking things out thoroughly with your your co-host. So that's exciting. And QueerlyBee, you have fundraised for a multitude of different charities. I wanted to ask you, like, how do you resonate with the causes you have fundraised for with your community?
I think that I work really hard. I get a lot of offers to do charity streaming.
Mhm.
And while I really like appreciate every person who obviously like comes into my DMs and is like, would you be willing to work on this project? Or do you have the time or energy for this? As a disabled creator, I often am like running off of, very limited energy as it is. So big special projects like that take, a lot of extra oomph on my end of things. I have to like maybe let other things go and for the time being to be able to do that. And so when I am taking the time to organize some kind of charity event on my channel, I think people in my community know it's something that I care about because I really put in that time and effort to make it work within the limited energy and time that I have, and I talk to them about what is the organization, why does it mean something to me, why would I want to support it, and we have really open, honest conversations about that. So I think not just taking any opportunity to do charity, but really finding things that connect with not only me but my community and the identities that are overwhelmingly seen in that space, then they feel like I see them too, and that we're kind of all working on the project together. I think is it's a special kind of energy I can't explain until you've done it, and then you're like, yeah, that was good. I liked that. That felt nice. I felt like we made a good uh, difference and that we had a good time while we were doing it, you know?
Yeah, I love fundraising for causes that I'm passionate about, and I get to share that passion with my community, and then they feel passionate, then they want to donate and share awareness, and it's just a big ball of love for this cause that you care about so much. And I think that's so important to choose causes that you care about, that you can relate to, or just causes that you see that supports your peers or other marginalized groups, and that's what you're based on your content about, supporting all marginalized groups and make sure they feel seen. So I love that. I love that. And I
There's
love,
such, like, memorable opportunity like, I will never forget the first charity stream that I did by myself. I did charity streams with my teens, and those were beautiful in their own right because everybody coming together for a single cause is really cool to see. You're able to fundraise, like, a larger amount, and that was really cool to have as my first experience because I felt very supported. I felt very much in community with other people, and that energy was buzzing around all of our communities at the same time. But I will also never forget the first time that I was like, you know what? No, this is important to me. I want to do this. I set it up, and it was wildly successful beyond my imagination. And not every charity stream has been like that. And I think that's important to acknowledge too, that some have been smaller and more intimate and not like this huge ordeal. But I got very lucky that the first time I organized my very own first one, that people were very supportive, and it was mind-boggling to set a dono goal of like $500, and then we ended the day with like over 2K in fundraising, and I was just like, I don't understand, because at that time I was only like a year into streaming, not even, so I felt very small, very new, very like
Mhm.
nervous, and it still worked out very well. So
yep. And as your community is saying in chat, it's a very special energy, and B has a way of making it heartfelt and also fun. And Peppo said, I remember that stream. That was such a chaotic, exciting stream. I bet. I bet with a goal of 500 and you quadrupled that. Absolutely amazing. And I want you to talk more about that stream. Did you play any games during that stream? What incentives did you have for your campaign? If you could tell us a little bit more about it.
Oh, I wonder if I could even like pull it up the details. But I can tell you what I remember for sure, which was we were raising funds for the Trans Women of Color Collective. And it was, I think, Trans Day of Visibility or Non Binary Day of Visibility.
Mm.
And it's super funny because it was really chaotic and not like super planned in advance. I just remembered like I think like the Sunday before realizing that that Wednesday was Trans Day of Visibility and being like, you know what? This is the excuse that I've been looking for something to do my very first own charity stream on my own. And, you know, obviously as a trans individual myself and community that has a ton of trans people in it as well, I was like, all of these are adding up to a big yes on my end of things. So I took the day off of work because I at that time I was working a more traditional, you know, 9 to 5 or whatever, and plan this chaotic 12, as Papa says, chaotic 12-hour stream. I do still have the graphic here. Yeah, it was Trans Day of Visibility. And we did a bunch of cute like queer things. We built a trans themed cafe build in The Sims. We did like worked on our, at the time we had like a rainbow cottage core type of themed like island. We did some like tours of very queer Animal Crossing islands. We checked out the Stardew Valley diversity mod. Like we just had a very good wholesome time. And I think that might have been the stream. If not, maybe it was a different one. I forget what organization it was, but an organization had come in and like dropped us a big dono, and we were like, "Whoa, what? I'm so how do you even know who I am?" And that was really cool. And then I had some other streamer pals. I remember specifically that we were like really close to the 2K, and it was near the end of our stream, and we got a raid from my friend Molly, the English simmer. And she just like, as she came in, she hyped up her community. She was like, no, like we got to get B to this goal. Like who's doing it? And it was very cute and supportive and wholesome. And I think that carried me forward with a lot of confidence for future fundraising efforts, even if they weren't as big as that one. I just like carried that buzzing high energy from that first one of like, okay, like here's the motivation to keep doing this.
Yes, and regardless of how much you fundraise, you know you are impacting so many people with that high energy and with your community. I love that. That's so cool. And I wish I was there because you did fun stuff in The Sims, Stardew, Animal Crossing. I'm mad. I'm mad I missed it, but it's okay. I'll just wait for your next fundraiser because I'm sure you'll do the same things and make it even better and even more fun. So I'll just wait for it.
I think nowadays, like I do a lot more higher energy games than I did back then, not just like cozy games, and those are definitely also very fun to introduce into the charity space. So
Yeah.
it's a good time.
And Mushu, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. It's so liberating and fulfilling when you can't work a normal job and find your place in support system and content creation. Yes. Glad to see
Yes.
B here. Love the efforts you make for the trans community. Ooh. Molly was so hyped. That was a back-to-back raid, if I recall.
I'm sure it was. I don't know. That day was wild. It was one of those days where you're like, should I introduce myself again? Like, this is happening over and over and over again. I feel like I can't even get through the games. Y'all are being too nice. Knock it off. So yeah,
Cozy chaos. Yep. I like
it
it.
was very
That's what I would describe it as. Cozy chaos for sure. Yes. So what games are you playing nowadays, B?
Still playing a lot of The Sims, Stardew. We've been doing a lot more like indie games or like new games that come out, which has been fun because I'm very lucky to be part of the Stream Elements Creator Diversity Program, and they like can help us get access to like keys and stuff that otherwise like I could not buy each of these games all by myself.
Yeah.
So we've been exploring things like Bear and Breakfast. We're gonna try Cult of the Lamb soon, that kind of thing as they come out. Like enjoying kind of the newer games. We played Stray, which was wild. I played that for 10 hours straight and just finished
Oh,
the whole game in one day. Because we were
I
having a good
just
time.
finished that. I think I'm 4 hours into Stray. Oh my god, that game is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. So I can't wait to finish it so we can talk about it.
You've got a lot coming for you still.
Nervous but excited. Yes, games are pricey. $60 is not cheap. Remember when games were 30 bucks?
No, I know. Me being
Ugh,
so obsessed with The Sims is really bad for my wallet because they charge like $50 for every expansion pack. I'm like, bestie, that's the cost of a whole brand new game.
thank
Please.
you. DLC used to be 20 bucks, not even 10 bucks. Like Call of Duty back in my day, the DLC with the extra maps would be 15 bucks. We we're not in those days anymore, chat. I don't
Mhm.
know why, but it's okay. It's fine. We'll spend $60 for this season pass. No big fine. Oh, don't Toasty, do not bring up Valorant here in this chat. Don't do it. Don't, don't, don't
Why
do it
not? Why not?
now, B. Okay. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna look it up. Valorant. Hold on. You can look up how much money you spent on Valorant. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. One of our friends has spent like over 2K. We checked that out. Yeah. I'm nervous for you. What is this facial expression you're making, Ash?
I'm gonna check it again. Right now. Last time I checked, it was $1,800. And
Yep.
you know what? I'm not. I'm embarrassed, but I'm not because it's good stuff. It's good stuff that I buy, so it's
If
worth
it
it.
makes you happy.
It makes me happy. It does. I
If it makes you happy and you can still pay your bills, then I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Well, thank you. See, B is just making me validated today. See, I need to talk to you more. Okay, I'll feel better about my day if I talk to B more. See, so we're gonna check it again. If y'all don't know what that website is, I will send it to you right now in chat. All right, you can check how much you've spent. Right now I am at 2,100.
We've surpassed the 2K. Rest in peace. We only go downhill from here.
Here I am, chat. Here I am. Oh man, that's not good. I'm not buying any more skins. I'm not.
That's not cool. Don't lie to yourself. You can't have spent $2,000 in the game and then tell me you're not gonna buy any more skins.
I'm not. Imagine lying to yourself. First of all, no.
My favorite part is that the game is free.
Exactly. Do you play Valorant B?
Yeah, I do. But I only bought one gun skin.
And that's okay. That's okay.
I just get all the gun
I
skins from the battle pass because I don't play enough to justify. But I spend my money elsewhere on other games that don't. Nope.
yeah.
There's people who were like, "How do you spend $40 on a Sims expansion pack when that game is broken 95% of the time?" And I'm like, "You're not wrong, but I am gonna keep doing it." So
Oh my goodness. I'm 2,100 deep. If you want a skin B, I wouldn't mind buying you one. I'm not buying anymore. The only skin I want, chat, is the prime karambit knife. And that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I bought the champions. I bought the Reaver. I'm done. I can't. I don't have enough Radianite to supply all these skins. I just don't.
Uh, I
You have
do have to tell my partner not to spend all our money on Val. That's true.
oh, oh my god. Toasty's your partner. Toasty. When we Valorant.
You can play with us anytime, Ash. We play that game, that stinky, stinky game, like 4 or 5 times a week.
It 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 really is a stinky game. It really is. Oh my goodness.
It's the way we all know it's stinky, but we keep playing it.
And it's just people suck. And I know people suck in every game community. They really do. but the amount of people I fight on Valorant. Oh my god. Tarkov is the same, exactly. That every game community is toxic except The Sims.
Oh no, that's a lie. That's a lie. There's
Oh,
definitely toxic
oh,
people in The Sims.
never mind.
It is it the game is has such a large audience of very different people, like people who've been playing since The Sims 1 and have a good idea of like the development of the franchise, people who've only been playing The Sims 4, and like everybody wants different things, and there's not a lot of like patience for the developers for the process.
Mhm.
It's just very much like it should always be better. Like even with the pronouns update, people were like it's taking too long, and like Momo, who was the one who like originally advocated for it and got the petition going and everything, was like, y'all, like I don't think you understand how game development works. Like, you gotta give them a minute. They're updating an 8-year-old game with several DLC. Like, the coding that is involved with that is not something they can just do overnight, you know? And yeah, so there's definitely plenty of toxicity in the Sims themselves.
You're right. Well, I guess I'm right. Um,
Everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah. But no way Animal Crossing. Really? Who's toxic in Animal Crossing? And for why?
I just
No way.
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition in Animal Crossing, especially when it was at its peak and people were sharing a lot of their like ideas and stuff. Then there was like a lot of beefing of who came up with this idea first. Why didn't you give credit? And then other people
Oh,
being like, like we're all using the same tools,
oh,
like so
time. Oh, yeah. Oh.
time skipping, people get mad about the hacks, yeah, all of that.
Yeah. Yep. Everywhere. Everywhere.
Everywhere. Literally everywhere, I'm pretty sure.
Even I thought about Uno, but yeah, never mind. Sometimes I even get toxic in Uno and start screaming. So,
Uh,
but wow. Okay. So we have a Valorant date. We'll plan it. Okay. You and your partner and me will play. Cool. And Sims, honestly, I used to be a simmer back in my day. Back in my day. Okay. Way back when. And I lost the passion in streaming it because of I was intimidated by other people's builds and
mm,
everything, which sucks. Like I know I'm a creative person, but sometimes I just can't apply it right away. And I
mhm.
just felt so intimidated that I didn't deserve to stream Sims because what are people watching? You know, they're not watching anything. They're just watching me slowly go through a process of trying to make my house look good. But these people are doing speed run builds, and I'm like, yeah, I could never be on that level. So maybe you're inspiring me, B, to get back into it.
Oh, yes, Mocha, yeah, I have done The Sims crowd control, I helped them
You
launch,
have
and that
you
was
helped them learn?
fun.
You did?
We got to be in early access, and we have a 100 baby save where chat gets to make my life even worse than it already is playing the 100 baby challenge to begin with. And they get to, put fires in my house and spawn random Sims and children and steal my money and make me stinky and break my appliances. It's a time. It's a time. It's an experience.
I haven't tried Sims Crowd Control yet. So, what are some of the features that they have available for people to try?
Yeah, people can mess with your money, people can mess with all of your Sims needs. So like their hunger, their sleepness, their need to go to the bathroom. They can break your appliances in game. They can start fires. They can randomly spawn. There's like a daycare one where it randomly spawns like 20 children, but like they're not children you can control. They just like walk around your house weirdly, and you just have like 20 children.
Oh my goodness.
um, so yeah, they can do a lot more power than they should have. They can actually also kill your Sims, but I have personally turned that feature off because I don't trust chat. I'm gonna have no baby founder left if I let them have access to
Make it a $500 donation.
that.
You want to kill
Truly,
my sim? You better work for it.
you better pay. Open your wallet, open your purse. That's the only way.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's okay. Yep. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Yeah. CB, you're inspiring me and I appreciate that. So
Yeah,
thank
of
you. You're
course.
making me want to download Sims again and just go at it and play at my own pace and not feel intimidated by other people. But also, I think one of these days, B, you should teach me how to build because
I
I
don't
do.
have the answers for you.
No!
I personally am not a builder, actually.
Okay, me
Do
either.
I do enjoy like interior decorating, so I'll do a lot of like shells where I download someone else's base and then like design it myself. But the actual like roofing and making things look, no. It's too much. I can't do it. And the game is very finicky as well, so sometimes I have like an idea of what I want to do, but it won't allow me to do that, but I know it's supposed to be able to do that, and then I get annoyed and I wanna rage quit, so no. No to the building.
B is amazing at the plants and the rocks. Okay. Okay.
They're
Okay.
making they're
Ah,
making fun of me. They're making fun of me because I spend, like, an obscene amount of time sitting and hand placing plants and stuff in the landscaping.
they have to be in the right spot. What do you come on now? My rooms are one big triangle and that is it.
It's all you need, right?
That's
Just
me too. These people they will build an incredible mansion in about 15 minutes and I'm like, just upload it so I could just download it. Thank you. I
why
will
would I spend the hours it takes when I can just take yours and the
exactly.
hours that you took doing it?
Exactly. Okay, well, never mind then. We will both just download our houses and decorate accordingly. Is yeah, I can't build. I tried so many times. I'm like, chat, how do you make a garage? How do you make a balcony? How do you I don't know. I don't get it.
Many YouTube tutorials. I am currently doing one of the most elaborate builds that I've personally ever done, and it was from a shell, and I'm still always on YouTube. Like, how do I do this? How do I get the stairs to stop doing that?
Right. They're so difficult.
I wish I knew, Ash. I wish I knew, truly.
Me too. It's okay. We'll learn eventually. We'll make it there one day.
Maybe.
Okay. Maybe. Oh my gosh. I am having a blast. Oh my gosh. I really am. Your community is awesome. Thank you again for chatting with us in the chat and hanging out again. I really appreciate it. Rounded walls? Wait.
The Sims came out with rounded walls, and they are so broken. And then still, these builders who are so talented somehow hide their brokenness and make it work. And I'm just, please. Some of us are just very basic and only have a little bit of time. I don't know what to tell you. I can't do it. I just want to build my cute little Sims and run
Yeah.
around and let them be cute and gay and silly. That's it. That's all I want.
I didn't know they came out with rounded walls. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff I have to get prepared for. Got it. Okay. Noted. I feel like that would be so cute though, like a rounded room, like a music room. I don't know. I just think of a music room that's rounded and like a
Yeah.
big old huge record on the wall, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking about stuff. Oh, and have you played Two Point Campus, B?
Yeah, yeah, no, we played for the first time just the other day, actually,
How did you
and
like it?
it's very good. It's not as creative as The Sims. It's more of like, these are your tasks that you need to accomplish.
Mhm.
And there's like a little bit of creativity involved in the building elements of it. So I quite liked it. I think there's a lot of people who have told me, like, B, I love watching you play The Sims, but like when I open it myself, there's just like too much to do. Like I could build, I could create a sim, I could play, like I could take the story a million different directions and they just get like very overwhelmed. And I feel like
Mhm.
2 Point is like it has some similar energy to The Sims, but you're more directed. Like, do this,
Right.
get this accomplished. And so if you
Yeah.
get really overwhelmed, then I think it's kind of a better game for you in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I know they have like a sandbox mode that will eventually come out to be more creative, but I don't know if it's still task based, but I would love to have more creativity as well. A really fun
Yeah.
game, though, for sure. Yeah. Two Point Hospital was really fun. Very chaotic. Very chaotic. So I expected the same energy with Two Point Campus and keeping these kids in school and fulfilling all their needs to pass their classes and all that.
There's a lot of like very good sarcastic humor in that game where like the like announcers talking over the PA system and they're like,
Mhm.
"Remember students, you chose to come here."
It's
And
factual.
then they're like telling the faculty like, "Remember, you're not supposed to be mean to students," and stuff like that. And I'm like, "This is too real. Y'all you can't." I feel like I'm back in college again.
Right, exactly. It's so good. Uh-oh. Oh, we lost B. Oh, no. We lost B, chat. Bring B back. We made the new Twitter cover photo of themselves streaming with our kitty in the background being a hooligan. No way. Welcome back.
Sorry. I pressed the button and it yeeted me out of the room, and I was like, "Wait, no, 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 no."
I said we lost B. No, come back.
I don't know, I bumped a button on my keyboard, and it was like, "You don't get to be in the call anymore."
Welcome back, dear. Welcome back. And
Hello, everyone. I am here, I swear.
we're back. We're back. We're back in action. And I really wanted to ask this question. It's one of the most important questions of the day. Okay. And I wanted to ask, how can individuals in the Twitch space advocate for streamers with disabilities?
Ooh, it's a great question. It's a hard question. I
Yep.
think because disability is such a wide ranging spectrum of experiences,
Mhm.
everything from physical disabilities that change how you can play the game to, neurodivergence, which might change how you navigate the social elements of Twitch. Um, all of those things require like different little learning on the streamer's part or on the community's part to being more accessible and more inclusive. So, I'll before I say anything, I'll say it takes a little bit of time and energy and effort on your part to be more inclusive to people with disabilities, but there are things you can do, like, making sure you have captions on your stream is like one of the great first starting points. If you're co-streaming with someone, like getting captions for them as well, so that folks who are relying on the captions aren't only getting one part of the conversation but feel included with everything that's going on. um, you know if you're able to put alt text on your images when you're posting on social media, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
um, that gets more of your audience to be able to engage with the content that you're putting out there. Captions on your edited content if you're able to. So if you're posting your clips to TikTok, and
Mhm.
the way that you cut the frame, and you're not going to see the extension captions anymore, so you might need to either use the in-app tool or add your own captions depending on what you prefer. um those are some of the more obvious, like, big ones, and then I would say one of the more niche ones that I see could be a lot better in a lot of spaces is a little more patience in social interactions within the realm of Twitch. I think so many of us, especially marginalized creators, we get a lot of trolls, right? So we get a lot of people who come into our chat with ill intent, trying to cause harm, but trying to be cheeky about it, and they think they're funny and whatever. And that can sometimes put us in a position of really high alert. So someone comes into chat, it feels even a little bit off. We're like really ready with the ban hammer. And
Yeah.
something that I have like come to realize is, yeah, kind of like Toasty said, is like a lot of us didn't know all of the etiquette, the unspoken expectations of Twitch is like a never ending list. There are so
Yeah.
many things that unless someone tells you, you have no idea. And you're just kind of expected to pick it up. But for a lot of neurodivergent people in this space, they don't have that capacity to just kind of read between the lines and start to learn. So I know when I first started streaming, there were a lot of rules and expectations that I didn't fully understand. And people got upset with me for it. And then didn't ever provide me with that direct feedback and like teach me and say, hey, like, this is what you did. And this is why it bothered me, and this is why you shouldn't do that moving forward. Because if that had been the case, I would have been like, yeah, no, absolutely, I understand where you're coming from. My bad, I didn't know. And changed my behavior. But instead, people, shockingly, even though a lot of us are in our like late 20s, 30s, beyond, there are a lot of people who will like, never host a conversation with you, just kind of cut you out of their life, kind of say that, you assume it came with really ill intent, I guess, is the best way that I can say. And so I've had a lot of experiences in my streaming space where like the mods are really ready to like kick them out immediately. And I'm like, wait, y'all, give them a second. Let me have a conversation. They just want to be protective of me. But I remember, for example, one person came in and they made a comment about my eyes because I have lazy eye. And my mods and all my VIPs were like ready to to fight. And it turns out that after having a little bit of a conversation with them, that viewer actually just also has a lazy eye and was trying to communicate that they liked seeing someone streaming, feeling happy, being on camera, who looked like them,
Yeah.
who, that wasn't like a major part of my content and nobody like really was saying anything about it, but I just was existing as who I was, made them feel very seen. But people don't always know, like, the way it comes across to the streamer when the first thing you chat is first message, I like your eyes, comes across really weird at first when you've been like, I've had people make like hate accounts to follow me with like negative names about my eyes and things like that.
Yeah.
So we assume the worst, but in that case, it's an example of someone who was just not, they didn't know how to communicate effectively in the space so that we would understand where they were coming from. Um, so just being more patient and more willing to like talk to people, and then obviously if they like continue to disrespect you, disrespect your boundaries, absolutely yeet them, send them out the door. But I think it's important to give people a chance and not assume that everybody comes into your space with the intention of harm or negativity.
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I love everything you said. And those are really good tips for starting off your community to be more inclusive. And Pixel Chat is amazing, but it just does not comprehend me myself well for whatever God reason. But I think that's also a struggle too, where people want to be inclusive and use captions, but if they have an accent or anything like that, it won't pick up well. But excuse me, mad respect and props for people to, for trying. I want to hope for more caption sources and services for people to use that kind of grab onto their accent and still articulate it very well through the text. But there are so many options out there: web captioner, pixel chat. Also, right now I'm using the OBS plugin for captions.
Mhm.
So those captions are on the VOD and they're on your stream while live. So highly recommend that too. I was a big fan of web captioner because it could just go right underneath my camera and it'll just be there on my video permanently. I started having issues with it. I'm so mad. But anyway,
Technology is definitely, like, an added challenge with it,
oh,
and
it
different
is.
and, like,
It is.
different, intersectional identities if you do have, an accent and they don't know how to pick you up and things like that, so, I
Yeah.
think anyone who relies on captions understands that obviously you're live, so you're not editing those captions, so you are doing the best you can, in given the tools we have at the moment. It takes time too. There are things like, my friend Irene has taught me a lot about, like, learning to talk to the captions and, like, so, like, I can see my captions live, so
Mhm.
I can kind of, like, realize when I need to slow down, or, like,
Yeah.
when a sentence that I've said has, like, come out completely wrong. I can, like, be like, "No, wait a minute," like, in case someone's using the captions, this is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why it read it like that, and that kinda thing is helpful, but it's a learning curve. All of it is a learning curve, and there's no school for content creation.
Not at all.
So, especially more inclusivity and stuff, like, I feel like the tools and resources that are out there are usually made by people who haven't had to go through some of these difficulties along their journey as content creators and are now teaching or whatever. So, being patient with yourself, but being open and, like, surrounding yourself with other people with different lived experiences who you're building authentic enough relationships where they feel comfortable coming to you and being like, "Hey, like, you know, I don't think you meant anything bad by it, but this thing that you did kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and here's why, and this is what you can learn." Like, I've learned so much from people in this space, and they've told me they've learned from me, and I love, like, developing that kind of relationship with, fellow streamers or community members and stuff where we can all kind of, like, grow together.
Yeah, I absolutely. And I always try to communicate with my community, "Hey, how can I be more accessible for you?" And I think that's really important because you never know. But there was a time where I didn't have captions and I started using captions and a lot of my community members are like, "Oh my god, this literally changed my whole viewer experience. Thank you for adding captions." I'm like, "I didn't know this was a thing. You could have told me." But of course some people don't even know it anyway. But neither here or there. Communicate with your community. If there's a way you can be accessible to them, do it. All right. Do your homework, do your research, ask other peers in the streaming space, like, "Hey, I see you have captions. How did you do that? Oh, I see you have whatever it may be. I can't think of it right now. The certain font for your captions."
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It's like
Yeah,
there's a font that's more accessible to people with
yes.
dyslexia.
Thank you. Thank you. I said D something.
It's the
What it
streamer
is.
brain.
Yes, yes. And, just and I know for a fact that my captions have made my community more accessible because of my analytics. 90% of my viewers find me through the closed captions tag. So that's how I know I'm doing work. Of course, there's so much more work to do and be more accessible as much as you can be with the technology you have. But listen to your community, other, listen to your peers in the space that are disabled or whatever it may be. Listen to them and learn, and
Mm,
don't feel bad about not knowing something ahead of time. But we're all here to support one another. We're here as streamers to just cultivate a community and have fun. So ask
yeah.
questions. Ask questions.
Yeah,
So
I think there's so much to it that, you can't turn around and expect yourself to know everything tomorrow, but
yeah,
the more you do over time, the better, the more willingness you have to, like, grow. I think a huge thing is just that out like this whole content creation sphere in and of itself, the algorithms and stuff are not accessible to begin with. We're operating within a system that it completely is built off of um, expectations of consistency and output at a level that most disabled creators can't even keep up with. I don't think most people can keep up with in a healthy manner, but disabled creators especially, are at a disadvantage because algorithms will be like, you haven't posted in 2 months. I am not going to put your content anywhere.
Exactly.
And so like building a community of people who are like, no, like I'm gonna comment on that stuff so that the algorithm feels forced to put it out there, and having that kind of support of friends and stuff is huge, because for so many
Yeah,
disabled creators, a lot of us, I think it was Mushu in the beginning talked about this, but like a lot of us can't work normal jobs, so this is our job whether or not it pays a livable wage or not.
exactly.
And so anything you can do, financial or free, to support creators in finding more success and moving towards a livable wage is very much appreciated by us, across the board.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Being able to be here and stream and inspire other people that have disabilities and whatever it may be is awesome. So I'm glad you have this space. I'm glad you have this platform to do that, B. And I'm so happy we got to chat today. You are absolutely incredible. I love everything you're doing. Keep it up. And let's play some Valorant, maybe
Yes.
some Sims, maybe.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Also, just started playing Stardew a month ago, and I love it. So just wanted to throw that out there. That is one of the best cozy games I've played in a long time. And since I have the Steam Deck, I get to play in bed too. It's amazing.
Ooh, let's go.
Love Stardew. Stardew's amazing. I got to download some mods, so I might have to message you about some mods.
Yes, the mods are game changing in Stardew. You can have a lot of extra tools, and you
Ooh,
can get better, more like diverse characters. You can make your game prettier with different like colors and
ooh.
buildings and everything. So,
If it's not Valorant, it's Stardew.
yep.
Stardew is super, super cute. And also with Animal Crossing, I felt intimidated too, going to my friend's islands and it looked so pretty. And I couldn't make mine look pretty too. But I have slowly been getting back into Animal Crossing too and just starting at my own pace. I don't know what it is, chat, with the creative games that you can make it your own, but I get intimidated really quickly and then I quit and I
It's
hate.
very I think it's very easy to like compare yourself to
Yeah,
like everybody else, and then that makes it hard to have the confidence to kind of like find your own style and find your own way with
exactly.
it and what makes you happy. Because like I know with Animal Crossing, like the builds that were so popular were like ones that had a ton of terraforming, and they had all these cool cliffs and water and all this, and I was like, I kind of like my island to just be like really easy to like move around and cute and simple. Like I don't want it to be all that. And it's really easy to look at other people's and be like, is mine just like too boring? Is it not fun? Should I not share it? And I
Exactly.
think remembering that there are a lot more people out there who are just like you and overwhelmed and want to see more realistic gameplay, more realistic builds and things like that, and feel less alone in feeling those feelings and feeling like their stuff is just very standard and basic and cute, then they feel validated, which I think is good.
Yeah.
We can't all be pro gamer Animal Crossing players,
Exactly.
okay? Y'all are too skilled.
Yeah, I went to someone's island. Literally, the terraforming was three different levels and looked like you were in the mountains hiking. I'm like, what? How? How did you do that? Oh my goodness. I'm not romancing anybody in Stardew at the moment. Not yet.
Oh, Toasty's probably trying to get me to tell you that I'm romancing Linus, which isn't even like a typical
Oh,
option in the game. You have to like do a cheat. Because we have a joke in our community about sexy Linus, and we have a sexy Linus emote. Um, yeah, I don't have explanations for my community's actions, but here he is. I give him to you with his dad bod and all.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Yep. Okay. You know, I love the dad bod. I like it. I love it. That is okay. Okay. I guess I got to start romancing. I don't know who, if I have control over it.
Yeah, you get to choose.
I do. Okay. Okay.
Anybody who's single who can romance.
And what if they're taken? Can I take them?
If you find the mods for it, probably.
Need to go to New York. Not a sign
I
can get
love
at
it. I
Rue.
love it. Oh my gosh. Well, thank
And
you,
continue,
everybody.
enjoy
I
your
don't want
lurk,
to take
enjoy
too
your
much
lurk,
of your
enjoy
time
your lurk.
today.
Thank you
I
for being
appreciate
here,
you all
friend.
hanging out with me. We'll be live again on
Okay. We still
the
do need to get
30th,
the
which is
truffles
Tuesday.
up.
Yes,
We do need to save up some money
I am
more.
be playing some
I
Mario
can go
Party
wait a little
with
bit
some other
longer. I don't think I'm really
peeps.
ready for
And B,
the Skull Cavern
I'm pretty
runs just
sure we're
yet. I
gonna
think
be
that for
playing some
something, again,
games
not too
very
bad.
soon. I'm gonna message you. We'll probably do some more
Not too
stuff
bad.
here on the
Honestly, though,
Spotify
if I
channel
want to go to
'cause
New York in
I absolutely adore
November,
you.
I
You
gotta buy
already
those
know
tickets
that, but
soon.
thank you for
Mrs.
joining me today.
I honestly,
and I hope you have a
I
good rest of your
always,
Friday. Everybody here in chat, you're amazing.
you never let me forget how
Thank
funny
you
you
so
all are
much.
because you
Thank
truly
you.
Thank you for having me. Thank y'all for
are
hanging
funnier
out.
than me.
Of course.
Cursed
And
emote
B, can you
time.
tell us where we can find you on
Okay,
socials
one,
so
love
we
the
can keep up with
Oh
you?
yes,
the
of
bonk
course. I'm
Taco Bell.
QueerlyBee on every platform.
Love
TikTok,
that cursed
Twitter,
cat.
YouTube, Twitch. So
Ashley Roboto has a
got the
good
branding. You can
handful
find me
though.
wherever.
Assigned Kidney and Sydney.
Yes.
And we kind of talk all.
What a
I'm a
weirdo.
variety
But
streamer.
yeah,
but,
I feel
you know,
like
the
I feel
types
like
of
I one
conversations we're
Rena
having
concert,
throughout, no matter
two
what we're playing or doing on stream, are very
one
similar
Rena
to the kinds
concert,
of
two
conversations that
Into
we're
the
having today. A little bit of silly, goofy, a little bit of serious educational talks when needed. So, yeah.
Thank you, B. Thank you. Sorry, I had a stream up while you were talking.
No, you're good. You're good. It's okay.
Sorry. Sorry, chat. Forgive
I
me.
mean, if it's Atmos, I forgive. I love Atmos to death.
Yeah, we're gonna go raid Atmos. Is Atmos? Atmos? Atmos?
Atmos?
Atmospheres. Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
he is one of our stream team leaders on the team I founded, actually. Good egg.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I went to the stream team and I was like, who's live right now? Cool. Okay. All right. Let's go give some love. Let's go give some love. I'm excited. Everybody, we have our raid message. Of course, spice it up with your own emotes. Make it cute. Make it cute. You can use a Twitch raid too if you want. All right. Going over here. I can't wait to go get some food after this. I was just telling B before the stream, I'm like, I'm starving. I can't wait to get some food.
I was like, how are you? She was like, hungry. I was like, fair enough.
I wore my new wig for B today.
Oh, I'm honored.
I I did it just for you, Boo. Just for you. So, I got on my new wig. I'm gonna go eat some food, some spaghetti.
Food, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh
have a good
no.
Friday.
People are doing a sinus tiltify raid.
I think that some
Okay, hold on. Boom. Okay, there we go. All right, boom. There we go. There's our Ray mess. No, just kidding. It's not working. Okay, there we go. It's it's working now.
Okay, good. We
Thank
got
you,
it.
everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your Friday. We love you. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next week on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye, y'all.